Hello, it's Laurel with the Dabbling Hub. How are you doing? Cheers. I'm having H2O in a Heineken glass. I'm not a beer drinker. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm not a regular drinker or even an occasional drinker. It's one-off, once in a blue moon. And if I were to have one, it would most likely be a Heineken or a Guinness. Food for thought. Anyway, hi, how are you doing? If you're new here, thanks for visiting. I hope you subscribe, but if you don't, I hope you enjoy this episode. And you OGs, cheers to cooling off and all the ice clinking. It is, I was gonna say Saturday, it's not, it's Friday, Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. What are we talking about? This is a recap of my last craft fair, as well as some rushed makes, because while I was at the last fair, someone approached and asked if I would be interested in vending at an event that they were having, and it's just so happened to be this Saturday. So it was also my upcoming week in the office, so I didn't have extra time to make anything. And it was a busy week at the office, a short week in the office, because today's Friday and it's a holiday here. Sorry, something just popped up on my phone, rude, sorry. So I had nothing Juneteenth related or in the color scheme or anything, so I rushed trying to make a few things. So I'm gonna show those first, just because. Oh, and this is not Juneteenth related, but this was my travel back and forth to work project. I've mentioned that I am trying to use up my weight 4 acrylic yarn. Other than ones that I have specifically geared towards maybe making a shawl or something, I'm not using it as much because, you know, the plushies and stuff. Excuse me, I've kind of pivoted to the plushy type yarns for most things other than wearables. And even for my wearables, it's usually weight 6 bulky yarn. So all this to say, my travel project was 2 strands of worsted weight. Actually, one of them is actually Knit Picks Bravo Bulky. I look at it more as a heavy worsted rather than a bulky. So I paired it with some, I had a skein of Dollar Tree yarn, the Just yarn, in a peachy color. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. So I paired them together, and with a 8mm knitting needle, circulars, and I made a chunky hat. Now, if you need a tutorial, I'm sure you can find tutorials on YouTube. Obviously, it being YouTube University, but Passionate Kelsey also has a tutorial of a 1x1 rib. I do basic 1x1. Sometimes I do the 4-point closure. I always have to, if I haven't done it in a while, I always have to go back to a tutorial or two to try to remember. And I was looking at a tutorial. I keep forgetting to save the ones that I like, and I found a tutorial, but it wasn't as intuitive as I would have liked it. And I started it, messed up, and I was actually able to stop, go back and pick up stitches before I started decreasing, and I just did a regular decrease, and I think I did a 6-point decrease because I had 60 stitches on the needle. So it is gray and peach. So check these. I like making these because they're quick enough if you're trying to get something done, but they're easy enough to carry around. Portable is the word I'm looking for. So I finished one of those, and I'll probably put another one on the needles because it helps me get rid of the weight 4, 5 acrylic yarns. So there's that. Okay, Juneteenth themed items. Not only did I not have anything in stash, obviously, because there'd be no reason for me to have just that specific color combination, but having the yarns to make them was a challenge. So I stopped at the Dollar Tree and I bought some just chenille in black, red, and green. So typically those are the Juneteenth colors. Well, officially the Juneteenth colors are the US colors, the red, white, and blue. But you would most likely see the Pan-African colors represented with the addition of gold. I believe the Pan-African colors are green, black, and red. I don't remember what order they're in. And you'd also find others with gold, which I'm assuming is the color of the sun, in there as well. But there were no gold colors because the yellow ducky type colors wouldn't have gone. So what I did first, and I was trying to make things that were quick to make. So like I said, I bought the green, and this is one of the greens that I like. And I made a chameleon. So I made a green, all the yarns are doubled, and then I just did the back spikes in alternating red and black to pull in the colors. So it could be Juneteenth, or it could just be, you know, a funky color chameleon. So, and they're green anyway, so it kind of goes. So if it doesn't sell for Juneteenth, at least it will be able to translate elsewhere. So that's one. Like I said, I only have a handful of things because time. The event is tomorrow, so I'm just gonna have a little section with these, and it's gonna be what it is. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep them all together or just keep them with the types of things that I made. The other things that I made, since it's a summer event, ooh, something's poking out. Let's fix that. I have my own recipe for an ice cream cone I've made in the past, and I just haven't had a chance to make it this year, but I made some ice cream cones. I made this one first, green, the black cone, and I was just doing the, you know, like sprinkles on top, and it was kind of, I don't know, it wasn't quite giving me that, so I just added that at the top. So yeah, and I didn't put mouths on them yet, and I don't know if I'm going to. I might. I usually do like to have the mouth on it, but there's that one, and then I think this one translates better. So 2 of them. That's as far as I got. I use Posh yarns for both of them because it's what I had in the colors. So I was gonna say the red is not Posh, but it is the Posh colorway. So 2 of those. I was going to try to make another one with the 3 colors up here and then use the regular cone color. I think the colorway is called, oh my gosh, I forget what it's called in the Posh, but it's the beigey color. So if I have time, but I have about 4 other things on my list that I want to make, not necessarily in these colors, just to have because I ran out of at the last fair. So 2 of those, and then I made 2 of the little 2 of the little ducks in the colors. I made this one first so you can see the colors, and then I made that one. I don't know why I went that, oh, I was running out of red. I think I had like 1.5 foot left of the red when I was done, or when I started the top, and I'm like, oh, that's not going to be enough. So I just decided to pull it out, make it mostly in green, and use the red for the feet. And the gold is not, these are all, these are stash golds, except for the gold, which is, what is the gold? It's either stash golds, but it's kind of thick to be stash golds, or I don't know what else it could be. I think it's stash golds, but it's like, you know how I said it's very hit or miss? This one is a very thick, compared to some of the others, thick consistency. So I don't remember what this was actually. I was gonna say it was it? It might be baby bear, but it feels kind of thick to be baby bear, but I'm not sure. But either way, it's not, I don't think it's the stash golds one, but there they are. So 2 of those, and then I made a little turtle. So I added just some glitter backing eyes. They were like a yellowish green, chartreusey kind of green color. So there's that. Just one. The green is very hard to work with. It's almost like working with black because it's so dark. It's a little bright on camera, but it was, and I was doing these at night, so it was very difficult to see. Or not at night, it was late in the day. And yesterday we actually, sidebar, we actually had a we were on a tornado watch here in Massachusetts, or in my area, yesterday, and I think one touchdown somewhere about maybe a half hour, 40 minutes away from here. But it just went from, okay, it looks like we're gonna have weather, to it just got dark and the rain came down and wind and the whole thing. So it didn't last very long, which was thankful, but enough that I still had roof leak, because I'm still waiting for that to get fixed. A couple of weeks. So I always dread whenever it's gonna rain. So yeah. And the black, the Stash Gold black. This is a definite miss. It is absolutely horrible. It's thinner, it's more distressed, although you don't notice it as much because it's black, but it is so sticky and draggy and not smooth on the hook. Absolutely horrible. It's a 100% miss on the black, at least the batch I got. The red wasn't, the red is not Stash Golds. The red is some leftovers Home Slim that I have, and like I said, I have maybe about 1.5 feet left of that, so now it's completely gone. I miss the deep colors of the Home Slim. But so one turtle, and then the pièce de résistance of what I made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, and then the 7th. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a second. When I get all giddy, can you guess? Can you guess? I had to. Come on. I had to. So because I wanted to tie in all the colors, you know, the red, black, and gold, the red, black, and green, and then I added the gold for the horns. It's all, the body's made in the green. That was a struggle. I'm pretty sure I missed a couple of stitches or something. I made it up elsewhere, but it was a struggle. And then I made the wings in black, as you can see, and then I trimmed it because I know I wouldn't have had much of the red to do much. So I trimmed it in red, and it is absolutely lovely. If this doesn't sell, I'm pretty sure I may keep it for myself. It's so cute. So cute. And Kim, Crafty Nomad, is very pleased to see you do the little wing flip. I absolutely love the little wing flip. And now it's back, it's calm, and it's back to sleep. So it's sleeping, and something disturbs it. So the wings go, oh, what's going on? And now it's back, it's calm. Oh, it's so precious. I love it. I think if it doesn't sell, it'll be mine. The only thing with the dark colors, getting the eyes to show up, took me a few. I didn't want to do white because that would stand out too much, and then I had like an off-white cotton yarn. Wasn't quite right, and then I found a scrap of this brown yarn that I had, so it's there. So that is my makes this week. Pretty much trying to get stuff done in between work and blah 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 for that. So so that's the craft fair. That's tomorrow. It is from 1 to 6, and it poured yesterday. Right now you can probably hear it. It is quite windy. It was a lovely day. Father Minion and I went to find the venue location because I'd never been there before. Then we went to lunch and ran a couple errands, but ooh, you can probably hear all the clicky clacky because the wind has picked up, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Well, there's pockets during the most of the morning. It's gonna be fine, and then the pocket of the fair time or the event time is when the rain is supposed to happen, and after that, sun. So I'm hoping things change as the day goes on, but the wind has picked up for whatever reason, so sun's out. The sky is just beautiful blue sky with big white puffy clouds, some gray here and there, so which is why I think the rain might actually happen. I hope not. I hope, because the food there, I think it said, is free. It's like a barbecue type thing. I hope it still brings people out, because like I said, it's my first time doing this, so we'll see. Anyway, that being said, after this I want to make at least 4 other items, but we'll see if I have the time, because I still have to pack my car, do all the things. Okay, now, all right. Ooh. I just looked up and the timer was red, so I was gonna say it was probably gonna shut off on me, and it did. And it was only at 16, not even 16 and a half minutes, and usually it shuts off at 20 plus, so who knows why it does what it does. Okay, so the craft fair. I said that the one in May was my first time there as well, and I had higher expectations. I did meet my threshold, which was good, so I'm not complaining about that. It's just I went in with higher expectations, so I was a little bummed, but I shouldn't be. This one is has always been a good fair for me. In the last, this is the 3rd year, it's been really, really good, so I'm not complaining. It was, the weather was great. It was hot. It's during the morning it was hot, but there was a breeze, but by about 1 o'clock the heat started to settle in, and yeah, it got hot. And I have this neck fan that I bought a couple of years ago, and I'd stopped using it, and I found it again. I thought I had gotten rid of it, and I happened to come across it, so, and it still worked, so I charged it and I used it, so that helped. But by the end of the day was I tired, like wiped out, and I think I had dinner, I can't even remember. I came home, showered, and I decided I was going to take a nap, and I basically slept through to the next day. I think I woke up at one point and then went back to sleep, but it was a good day. It was a good day because of sales, but it was an even better day because the people there were just, it's one of those fairs that makes it so worth it to deal with everything that goes around getting ready for the fair and dealing with the full day of fair. So what's sold? I just put this in alphabetical order this time, and so last time I put it in highest sales, but what I did sell was quite a few of my larger items, which pleasantly surprised me. Obviously the smaller items tend to sell, but the people who came, they were lovely. They were so lovely. They wanted what they wanted, and they bought it without hesitation at all, so it was lovely. So going in alphabetical order, I sold an Emineko cat. I think I have 2 left in inventory, and they're bigger ones. I had made one with Hellspun yarn. Those who know it is homespun, that little, what is it called, boucle-ish type yarn that a lot of people don't like. And Claudia, crochet carpenter, why do I keep forgetting everybody's channel's name? She, Crochet Luna, I don't know why I said crochet carpenter, Crochet Luna, that was the blinds in the wind. She named it Hellspun, but I don't mind using it at all, and I have a bunch that I need to use up, which reminds me, I have a bunch I need to use up. But I sold one, and this one I made in one of the red heart yarns, the bright colors. I forget what it is, but it looks almost rainbowish when you're done, and I've had that for a bit, and that actually sold, so I was happy about that. I sold 3 bears, and they were bigger bears, actually. They were between $35 and $45, and I sold 3 of them. Bunnies, I sold 2 bunnies. One was one of the ones that I showed that I made in the, what do you call it? It's Father Minion. Father Minion just got he got a phone call, and he just got up and went to take it. What was I? Bunny that I made in the mystical yarn. from Hirschner's, the skinny, basically like skinny chenille yarn that I tripled. Oh, I'm gonna pause. Okay, we're back. Minion 2's over there chowing down, so you might hear that. Okay, where was I? I was talking about the bunnies. 2 bunnies. One small one from that YouTube video, and one from the mystical skinny chenille yarn. I made 2, one girly, one boy. One has a button, not a button, a bow, and then the girl has a skirt. I think the girl one sold. But 2 bunnies. My bigger bunny almost sold. This girl wanted it, but Dad was saying no. But she was hugging the life out of it. And I'm like, calm down, don't squeeze too hard, not until you buy it. I sold 2 loaf cats. I have just one black one with a white face I don't think is calling to anyone just yet, but all the black ones I think I had 3 black ones the previous craft fair that sold, so I might try to make one, but if I get to it. Chickens, I sold 7 chickens. 7 chickens. Did I sell 7 chickens? Yes. 4 chicken eggs, the ones that I showed previously with when I made the, the removable and non-removable eggs. Those were a hit. The colored ones, I have the 2 blue ones and I think 2 purplish ones because I was going for the spring theme before. Those are still there, but the white ones, which I'm hesitant to make because of all the hands touching it, those sell. So I sold 4 of those. Nope, I sold 7 of them. All the ones that sold were chicken and eggs. What else? What else? What else? Oh, no, 6 of those. One of the chickens that I sold was, no, let me back up. I sold 4 chicken and eggs, and then I sold 3 chickens. One of the chickens was in my discount bin. It was a fuzzy yarn that I had made, and it was funny, the discount bin, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items sold out of my discount bin this time. People, for some reason, love the things in the discount bin this time. Yeah, one of the other chickens that sold was from the discount bin. I sold 2 cows. One was a white cow that I think I embroidered spots on it because it was just plain. I think it was a Madeline Mayco pattern, and it was just white, and it was so plain that I embroidered spots on it. That sold. And then the other one that sold was, which one was it? I think it was a classic cow. I think they were both Madeline Mayco patterns. Dinos, I actually sold a dino. It's been a while since I sold a dino. Let's see, I sold 1 Tyrannosaurus Rex one, and I finally sold a Triceratops. It's been a while on the Triceratops. They used to be a really good seller for me. Dragons, I sold dragons this time. Okay, so I sold 1, 2, I sold 2 Diddy Dex dragons. I sold another snuggler. It was a Light Fury dragon that I made in like a slaty blue color. It was either a light or night fury. I can never remember which one. I think it was a light fury, but I made it in a slate blue colorway. And because of the frills and because it was not stuffed, a lot of people thought it was an axolotl. But that sold. And that one, I had hand painted eyes, and they were big. I think the 30 millimeter eyes. So it was bought by, this woman came in with 1, 2, 3, 5 of them. And they were just in my booth, chatting with each other, having conversations while this one woman was just looking at things, trying to decide what she wants. And at one point I was getting a little frustrated because they were kind of taking up space from other people trying to come in, but they ended up buying multiple items. So I'm glad I held my peace. What other dragon sold? I had a dragon from Jenna. Again, I'm forgetting her name. Crochet by Jenna. I don't like, I was going to say I don't like that pattern. It doesn't come out well for me because, and I think it's because she does yarn under or something, but the spikes as she's making it, and I followed along twice with her as she's making it, but things do not line up for me the way they line up for her, and I think it's because of the tension, and I think she does yarn under. But both times I made it, I had to try to adjust the spikes down the back, and it was too much effort, and I didn't like the way the wings were after because you crochet them in as you go, and on one of them I had to tack it down. But this one that I made in doubled Just Chenille from the Dollar Tree, that deep brown that I love, and I've had it since last year, and this boy wanted it, so that sold. What else? The mini dragons that I made, 2 of those sold, and I had another dragon, I think it's from a free Instagram pattern that I've had for a while, again, I think about a year or so, that sold. And then I had the same mini dragon, but it came out a little smaller than what I made, so that's sold. So 3 of the mini dragons sold. I think I have 1 left in inventory. So because this craft fair is just 1 week apart and I didn't know about it, and you know, I made the Juneteenth type items, but I'm not going to rush myself trying to make anything else. It's going to be whatever I have in inventory. And because it's not a place I've been before, so there won't be anybody, unless somebody from a different fair happens to come across me that they've seen me before. No one's going to know what I've had before, so I don't really have to rush to make anything extra, because I do still have plenty in inventory. So that was for dragons. So all in all, for dragons, I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 dragons. 9 dragons. Did I sell? No, one of the dragons, did I sell? No, one of the dragons was the sleeping dragon. I said it was 2 Diddy decks, but one of them was a sleeping dragon. It was the latte one, I believe, that I made. Sold. Is it the latte one? I can't remember if it was the latte one. I think it was. But anyway, either way, 1 sold. So between the 2 craft fairs and all the dragons I made, I've only sold 2 of those. Quite bummed about that, actually. What else? Ducks. I sold 14 ducks in total. That included 2 rubber ducks, and the $5 ducks that I make from Hooked Crochet Co. I make the $5 ones in Posh, and then in Blanket Yarn I make them for $8, and I sold 5 of the $8 ones and 3 of the mini ones. I sold the goose, I have labeled under my ducks, and I sold my that goose, Martha the goose, the white goose that I made with the little bow tie. I love that pattern. I wish I had enough time to make another one, but I won't. I do have one that I made with the skinny chenille or the petite pearl. I think it's skinny chenille tripled. I still have that. I'm not 100% pleased with how that came out because it's not fluffy. There are a bit of gaps in it, not huge gaps, but gaps that are not up to my normal standards, but it's the yarn and you can't help some of it. So 14 ducks in total. Oh, one of them was, I listed under ducks, but it is the mod for the Mabel chicken that she turned into a, what does she call it? Martha the goose? I forget, but, so 2 geese. I sold 4 elephants, and 1 was out of a discount bin. It was, again, that same fuzzy eyelash yarns that I paired with another yarn to make the chicken that sold out of the discount bin. I had an elephant, and this lady bought it. She wasn't quite sure what it was at first, and she was asking for a smaller elephant. I'm like, that's the only one I had that was small. The other 3 that sold were my bigger elephants, which was awesome. So now I only have 1 elephant. Do I still have the splooty one? I don't know. Oh, battery's flashing. But I definitely have one big elephant. It's a white, it's a Bernat blanket, I think the speckly or the dots one line. So I definitely need to make more for the fall, but not for this time. And I'm gonna change my battery. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, 4 elephants. I finally sold one of the bags, the little Seta tutorial bags. I sold one. I think I have like 6 or 7 of them, so I sold one. And the girl who, the late girl, I call her girl, she's not a little girl, she's probably in her early 20s or something, who bought it. You know, she was looking at it, trying to figure it out, and I pulled one down to show her, and she's like, yep, that's it, and she bought it. So I was quite, I was tickled, because I like those. I thought they would get more attention from the little girls, but not so much. And I have them hanging right at the front of my tent at one of the legs, because I have my weight hanging there, and it has like a ratchet cord that goes through the weight, so I can clip things onto the cord, and it's hanging and swinging right there, but no go. I almost sold one of the granny bottom bags that I made, the market bags, and somebody looked at it and she said she would come back, and of course I always know, like 9.9 times out of time they don't come back. I sold a little flower sprite, so this is the second one that I've sold. I made those for the spring, so I don't plan on making more of those until maybe next spring. If they sell at my first fair in September, then I'll do that. But as of now, I'm just selling whatever I have left. I sold one fox, which was from a YouTube tutorial. I don't remember which one, but it was about yay big, because I do have a big fox that I made from Rose and Lily that I still have, and my little fox from the little crystal fox that I make, that's, you know, like, it has the shape of the sleeping fox, and it's in that gorgeous orange color. But yeah, so far no luck. Surprising. Or did it sell? No, because I only sold one. This little girl wanted it, but her father dissuaded her to something else. No, she wanted it, and she's the one who bought the other fox, so I still have that one. I sold 3 frogs. 2 of them were the $5 little frogs, and that same pattern. It's like the sitting frog. No, it's called the pocket frog by Amateur Hour. And I used the same pattern and made a bigger one out of the fluffy yarn from Loops and Threads, the speckly ones I made a dragon out of. This woman who bought it, she saw it and she picked it up. She turned towards me with a smile, like, so. You can always tell when, you know, it's a definite sale, which is cool. Let's see. The ghost. It's the ghost. A ghost I've had for a while. I made, it's got to be 3-4 years ago, and it was packed away. And you know, when I decided to do the discount bin, I pulled it out, and this woman was asking me, why is it in a discount bin? It's so cute. It's just, it's funny. It's like a mindset thing, you know, like when we see free shipping, or at least I do, or clearance, you just like, you have to have something. I think it's like that, the discount bin, people like rummage through it, and yeah. And the things that didn't sell when they're on the table, now they're in the discount bin, and people are like, you know, who knows. But she loved it, which is good. Goldfish that I've had even longer than that, I love the look of it. I think I had 2 or 3 different fish back then, and that one has been with me for quite a long time, and that finally sold. I might actually try to find the pattern and make it again, maybe in just a solid color, because it was 2 yarns held together. But the flouncy tail was awesome. Huh. The other thing that sold from the discount bin was a lighthouse. Now the lighthouse is from our seasonal yarny YouTube hop project, and it was 2 years ago for spring. I did I think for summer, not spring, for summer I did a beach bag, I did 2 lighthouses, and then I made 2 octos kind of in the, I can't remember if I tried to do like a lighthouse-ish theme on the octos, but one of the lighthouses sold, like, you know, right away, and this one I've had for, I think it's been 2 years, and it finally sold. And I have a mallard duck. It was a bigger version that has been on my table for the last year, 2 years, and it hasn't sold. I put it in the discount bin this time, and it sold. What else? I sold 2 strawberry keychains. It's been a while. When I first made them, I think last year, they were selling. So I made more, but they weren't, and this time I sold 2. And last time, the previous fair before that, I sold 1, so, which is cool. The 2 koalas I made from the tutorial by Sammy here on YouTube, those sold. So that's one of the things that I want to at least try to make one, because it's a low sew. You just have to make the ears and sew them on, but the rest of it is all made in one piece, and I want to do at least one. So I sold the 2 koalas that I had. Seals. The seals got a lot of attention. People thought they were so cute. I think I had 6 seals. I sold 4. The first 2 that sold were the, I think the colorway is called, not vanilla, it's called, what is the colorway called? It's basically the cream color blanket yarn. And those 2 went really quick, and people were so tickled by the seals. And so the others that sold were the skinny chenille in the gray, what's it called? Gray stripe. Those sold. And I mentioned that the woman who had like 4 or 5 other people in my booth while she decided on what she wanted, the one that was, you know, starting to get frustrated with, one of the guys there bought one of the seals. So love it. He had it, and he kept talking about how chunky it looked and how, yeah, it was such a good fair. I sold 2 more of my rose stems, so that's 3. I think I have 2 left, but one person bought two of them. I'm contemplating, do I want to make more, because my roses are blooming outside, so I plucked a little stem for the table. So it's been all week, and it's about to, the leaves are starting to fall off. I sold 2 of my chameleons. So this is the free pattern from Amigurumi Today. This chameleon, I made 3 others before. I think the yellow one is still there. I had a yellow, a green, and a pink. And the pink and the green sold. I think I still have the yellow one, but now I have that. So 2 of those sold. The 2 demigorgons I made, those sold. Did I show it the last time? I think I showed it last time. I had made 1 to test it out for the fair in May. That sold. And I made 2 more, and they were bought by 2 sisters at separate times. One sister was in my booth with her, I think it was either her father or was it the grandfather? When she was in there with somebody, she bought it, and then maybe like 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh, you're back. And the other sister came, and no, the girl came, she was buying it. I'm like, oh, you're buying my last one. And she goes, yeah, it was bought by my sister. So now I don't have any demigorgons because, and somebody actually asked me if that was the only size that I had. So the first thing I'm gonna make is the koala, and then if I have time, I want to make a white seal or the off-white seal, and then if I have time, I'll do the demigorgon. So koala, seal, demigorgon, and then a mini dragon if I have time. But at least those 3 I'm going to try. But definitely a koala, at least 1. So the 2 demigorgons are gone. All right, almost done. I had 1 Totoro. I made it out of demi pearl. I made it late last year or the beginning of the year, and it didn't sell at the first craft fair, but it did sell on this one. This boy came and he's like, is that Totoro? And then he was in with his dad, and he was asking his dad, and he wasn't sure, and I go, yep, it's, and then he bought it. I was going home with him. I sold 1 ladybug. I made the ladybugs last spring. It's a free tutorial by All From Jade, I believe. And I made a bunch of them, and they haven't been selling. I think I sold a couple last year, but I think I still have 3 left. But I sold one. I sold my mini anchor. This lady came in, she was buying stuff. I think she was in with her daughter, and she was buying stuff, and then she was asking her daughter what she should get for either a son or cousin or somebody, and she picked something else, and then she kept going back to anchor. I think they were the ones that I sold one of my mini snakes, and she was going to buy the snake at first, then she changed her mind and went with anchor, and then she changed her mind and bought the snake as well. So the one snake that I sold was to her. But yeah, anchor's done. I want to make the regular anchor, but it's labor intensive. The tentacles, it's labor intensive, I think. So that's why I started with mini, and I have the regular pattern. So I may make that as a statement piece for the fall. Yeah, I had one little mini pig that sold, one possum. I made I think 3 extra possums after the last craft fair, after the one in May, and then one sold. Let's see, I sold 2 of my rats, so I think I only have 2 left, but I'm not gonna try to make any more. I said the snake sold. I sold 1 jumping spider. I made a bunch of them out of scrap yarn, and they're slowly going. I haven't made any more, but what I have are slowly go. I don't always put them out, but if things start selling, then I would put them out, and I sold 1. I sold 5 mini stingrays, the Chez du Couton pattern. 5 of the $5 ones that I make, and then I sold 3 of the $8 ones, which I make in blanket yarn. And I'd shown that I made keychains. I had a little bit of the skinny chenille left, so I doubled it instead of triple, and I made the stingrays, and I put keychains, the lobster class keychains, and I sold 1 of them, so that was cool. And I sold 3 turtles. 1 big one, I think it's $28, and I had 2 mini ones that I sold $10 each. So I forget, I think I had 69 items that sold, or was it 69 transactions? I forget, but 69 items I think sold. Let me see. Okay, yep, I had 69 transactions, but 93 items sold. And because I had so many large dollar items sell this time, so thankful. Yeah, it was a great fair. Great, absolutely winner of people who showed up. And it's gratifying because the size of the items that sold are the things that I enjoy making, rather than all these minis. These I don't mind too horribly much, but to have to make a whole ton of them all the time, ugh. No, I enjoy the process more, making the regular size items. So even things like that will be okay, but all these mini things that I have to make so many of to make it worthwhile, it's just, yeah. So I will make a handful just to have that price variation, but I'm not going to get all into that. I will stick to the size that makes me happy. And on that note, I have to go try to make a couple items. Load up my car. It is, it's almost 4:15, so I think I have another half hour before I'm gonna load up my car. So I didn't want to do it too early in case I needed to go somewhere, because when I load up my car, it's full. It's full. So most of the time there's no seeing at the back because it's so full. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope you're, well, I'm sure by the time you see this it will be long past, but I hope you enjoy the rest of Saturday and the rest of your coming week. Happy Juneteenth again, and I will talk to you guys later.